More than 96 titles in its history, 73 national and 17 international, being one of the leaders of the champions on several occasions, having in its house players of the highest level ever seen in history. Generating billions of dollars, and with extremely high signings, for many it is the highest value soccer house in the world, and for some it is a life, Barca more than a club. The history of success presents today, the history of soccer club Barcelona. It was the year 1899 when a young man named Hans Gamper founded Football Club Barcelona, together with 11 enthusiastic practitioners of what at that time was an unknown sport called soccer. At that time, he could not even imagine the enormous magnitude that this initiative would end up reaching with the passage of time. Throughout its more than 100 years of life, Barca has experienced spectacular growth in all areas and has become more than just a sporting entity, making the motto, Barca is more than a club, a reality. Barca has become, for millions of people around the world, a symbol of identity not only in sport, but also social, political, and cultural. In the most difficult moments, it has been the flag of Catalonia and has represented the Catalan people's yearnings for freedom, a symbolism that continues to be deeply rooted in the idiosyncrasy of the club and its social mass. In the Spanish context, Barca is seen as an open and democratic club. And in the rest of the world, Barca is identified with charitable causes, specifically with children, through its sponsorship agreement with UNICEF. Barcelonismo has experienced moments of glory and misfortune, brilliant times and others not so successful, epic triumphs and important defeats. And each of these moments has contributed to defining the personality of a club that, due to its peculiar characteristics. In the early years of its beginnings in the world of sport, between 1900 and 1922, Barca was a soccer club that had to distinguish itself from other Barcelona teams, until it became the city's club of reference. Barca became the leading club in Catalonia, and also bet on approaching a Catalanist sensibility that was gaining more and more strength. On the one hand, the club's growth exceeded 10,000 members for the first time, and the determined orientation towards professional and mass soccer, the stage in which players such as Alcantara and Samitier stood out. On the other hand, the material and political difficulties derived from the Spanish Civil War and the post-war period, as the club had to survive in a very adverse climate, with the assassination in 1936 of the President Josep Sunyol, the person who precisely promulgated the motto, sport and citizenship. The club also survived and began a social and sporting recovery that materialized with the construction of the Camp Nou, under the decisive influence of the player Ladislau Kubala. Between 1957 and 1974, Barca went through a period of mediocre sporting results, but of consolidation as an entity, with a constant social growth and a slow but progressive recovery of its signs of identity. A palpable sensation that first took shape in the slogan, Barca, more than a club, pronounced by President Narcís de Carreras. The enterprising board chaired by Agustí Montal brought to Barcelona a footballer who has marked the club's history, Johan Cruyff. The club's life was marked by the arrival of democracy in soccer clubs, the beginning of Josep Luis Núñez's long term of office, the expansion of Camp Nou for the 1982 World Cup, and the 1979 Cup Winners' Cup in Basel, a great sporting but also social success, with a huge and exemplary Barcelona expedition that showed the whole of Europe the fusion of the blue and Catalan flags. The four fundamental sporting milestones, the 3 European Cups and the Club World Cup. These years were marked by the end of Josep Luis Núñez's presidency and the celebration of the club's centenary in 1999, which showed the club's full social potential. After Joan Gaspart's presidency in 2000 to 2003, the June 2003 elections brought Joan Laporta to the presidency, which has initiated a new stage of social growth, with 172,938,000 members, and sporting successes such as the 4 leagues, the Champions League won in Paris and Rome, and the Club World Cup. With the arrival of Josep Guardiola on the first-team bench, the squad took on new energy and in 2009 achieved the 6 cups, a milestone that has been engraved forever in the memory of all Barcelona fans. These sporting successes have greatly strengthened the social and media projection of the club. The squad would end up playing in the regularity competition until the last game, against Valladolid, and would celebrate the title on the same day, in front of the fans at Camp Nou. The greatness of Football Club Barcelona is explained, among many other factors, by its impressive track record, which makes it the team with the most titles in Spain and one of the most successful in the world. The showcases of the Barcelona Museum house all possible trophies, headed by the European Cups won in the finals of Wembley, 1992, Paris 2006, and Rome 2009, and the Club World Cup in Abu Dhabi, 2009. Apart from this highest continental award, Barca has earned an unquestionable prestige in Europe as the only team on the continent that has been uninterruptedly present in European competitions since its creation in 1955. Among the many milestones achieved in Europe, it is worth mentioning the status of King of the Cup Winners' Cup, which the Azulgrana team holds with 4 awards. More however of all the controversies in which Barcelona found itself in a time for here, demands and debts in which its history is in this journey has been really impressive. We have in mind that for more than a company, these kinds of clubs is a lot of money inflicted, that the largest companies in the world have been able to take advantage. Hopefully this video that provided you with the information you need. Thank you very much for watching.